Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, sir. Happy Memorial Weekend, people. My name is Tim Black. I hope you've been enjoying your weekend. Have you heard about what's going on in Puerto Rico? Maybe you haven't. That's why we got get it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
See, people like Puerto Rico. They like going to Puerto Rico. They like singing songs of Puerto Rico. They like dancing and grooving and checking all things out there to Puerto Rico because it's so lively and festive. But people are right now in Puerto Rico are suffering. I got a tweet from a friend named Jennifer Dillon who said that, look, they are suppressing the vote in Puerto Rico. And I said, oh, my goodness, I got to talk about this, Jennifer. I care. I will talk about it. She said, well, good, because no English-speaking commentators are discussing it. Well, let's change that right now, Jennifer Dillon, and let's...
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Look, well, while I got your attention on Puerto Rico, I got to take advantage of it and talk a little bit about the poverty rate that has spiked in Puerto Rico due to debt. We're talking debt from rules, laws, bills passed in Congress, and we know that Puerto Rico doesn't get a representative, do they? So what? We're passing rules in Congress that affect Puerto Rico without Puerto Rico being represented. It's sort of like Washington, D.C. and Guam, where they don't get representation. So these debts and rules have affected the public works in Puerto Rico. We're talking schools. We're talking hospitals. We're talking everyday services. We're talking electricity. And we're also talking about the Zika virus that has just touched down on the island. Can you imagine less hospitals and a health emergency? That's Puerto Rico, folks, and we got to talk about it. Lin-Manuel Miranda was on Chris Hayes, and I got to give Chris Hayes props. They did discuss journalism. He did show he's still a journalist. This was a couple weeks ago. It's just when it comes to Bernie where I have a problem with Chris, apparently. The famous playwright Lin-Manuel Miranda wanted to shed light and has been shedding light on what's going on in Puerto Rico. So how does that tie into voter suppression? As my friend Andrew Fernandez, Puerto Ricans for Bernie, would tell you, it's because they have cut polling stations. Polling stations from 1,515 to 455 polling stations. Now, get this right. There are over 3.5 million people in Puerto Rico. Now we have gone to a third of the polling stations. Does this sound familiar to you? It sounds familiar to me. It keeps happening, keeps turning out. That every time we look around, what are they doing? They are disenfranchising voting in places that are predominantly Democratic. And when you have real Democrats, you have people who support who? Bernie Sanders. So look, guys, this is time for us. We have time. The vote doesn't go out till June 5th, right? So we have time to actually make some noise and put pressure on Congress to do something about the polling places in Puerto Rico, which will actually affect people. We need this, guys. We need your help. So get out the vote and also make noise. Contact your local congressman. Let's make some noise. Let's get involved. Let's team up with Puerto Ricans, Puerto Rico for Bernie Sanders, Puerto Rico for Bernie. Get those groups on Facebook. Let's collectively see what we can do. Shout out to Andrew Fernandez. I'm sure you'll be spearheading something in regards to this. Folks, we cannot sit back and let this happen because basically what the U.S. is doing right now is they're taking the cornbread of the Puerto Rican people. What are they doing? They're going up to Puerto Rico and they're going, "You gonna eat your cornbread." And Puerto Rico keeps trying to tell them that.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
But see, they ain't trying to hear it, people. They want that money, even though it's like getting wine from a grain of sand. It ain't going to happen. They're trying to get a burger out of a celery stalk. Oh, man, it's not going to happen. So what we got to do is what?
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
That's what they want to do. They want to eat your cornbread, and we got to let them know in no uncertain terms.
There's going to be consequences and repercussions.
Let's get the polling places back in operation like they were. I'm out of here. I'm Tim Black. Shout out to all those people who contributed to this video. Thank you, Jennifer Dillon, for the word. And to Paul Ryan in the Congress.
Bye, Felicia.
I'll see you next time.